Hello and welcome to week 11. I hope that everyone was able to get through things fine the last couple of weeks as we're starting our online course. You can always go back to the news feeds where I post information from week to week about what's due. In addition, be sure that you have the course schedule handy. I keep mine printed and right next to my computer so I can check things off each week. So I'd recommend that you do the same. So last week, hopefully you were able to complete activity 4. If you didn't get it done, then you can always submit it late. Just be sure that you're reading through the instructions very clearly so that you don't miss points for not having the right word count or not including one component. That's one thing that's going to be especially important for you now that you're doing everything on your own. And I will always have office hours. I'm happy to meet with you. I had several students come last week to office hours to ask for help with this assignment, so I'm happy to do that. I can provide much better feedback that way than if I have all 120 of my students emailing me. So please come to office hours or set up a time to conference so that we can talk that way. Or always post questions in the class discussion board if you have questions about an assignment. So make sure that you have that done. And then this week, we are going to be working on our research report. I posted in the news feed a link for you to sign up for individual conference times. And I have posted those individual conference times in the week 11 folder. So please be sure that you go to that folder to find your link to meet for the specific time. So this is technically Easter week. So after Wednesday, we're on break, which is why I only have conference times Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm sure your Easter travel plans are much like mine, staying at home, but maybe enjoying a much needed break from the chaos. So these are the instructions. Basically, your research report is just going to be putting together everything that we've worked on so far this semester, your rough draft, your data analysis, and then just adding an intro and conclusion. So please read through this carefully. You had peer feedback, suggestions from me. So you're just basically working through the final draft. Read through each part of the rubric to make sure that you're including everything that you're supposed to. Please make sure you paraphrase all of the information instead of having it as quotes, no direct quotes. Be sure that you describe your area of interest, you summarize the ideas, you present what you did in your data analysis to friends and family, and then provide some type of conclusion to tie it together. So, introduce it, provide that summary, describe what you did, and then at the end, explain how, what the information you gathered, how that ties back into your question. So make sure you have an introduction, make sure it's formal. If you want to say, I observed or I asked my friends, that's fine, but don't ask questions to the readers. Don't say you or we. Make sure you have 700 to 1,000 words, that you follow the APA guidelines, double space, Times New Roman, that type of thing. You don't need to have an abstract, but you should have a title page and definitely a references page. So please read through the rubric, minimal errors in grammar, spelling, punctuation. You have citations within your paper. I've made suggestions to those of you who may not have done that in your summary. And then have a correct reference on the reference page. I'm not counting off for little detailed things like commas and spacing and stuff like that, but do make sure that it's as close to APA format as possible and not just like a website copied and pasted. Make sure you have a clear structure so that your paper kind of flows and it's not just paragraph, paragraph, paragraph. I do want you to just kind of stick together your summary and your data analysis, but it should flow together as one paper. You should have at least 3 articles from the database. Those are referenced in the paper. That you analyze them, you analyze the data, and you have a clear introduction and conclusion. Okay, so all of that is here for you. Be sure that you read through this well and all the comments before you come to your individual conference. And then I have a sample paper for you here too. So use this as a model of what I would like for you to do. This will help you with your own paper. It's got a running head. This is the title page. Here's the introduction, and they referenced the textbook as well. That's something you can include if you want, if you're talking about a specific kind of assessment. Here's the intro, the summary. This is the data analysis. They didn't include the summary, the data analysis table. If you'd like to include that, you can. I would just paste it right below here. And then these are all the questions they asked. And then this is the conclusion. And then the references page. So that should provide you with a good example of what I would like to see in the sample paper. And when you get done, then you'll just place it in the Dropbox. So if you do need individual help on it, if you want me to look over it or help you to put it together or provide additional comments, then please make sure you have an individual conference time by going back to that Google form. I will check it again on Monday and place anyone else in individual conference times so that we can meet and kind of talk through it. So any other questions about the paper, please be sure to comment in the class discussion board. So I look forward to seeing those and reading through them next week.